Hey guys, we're back again on the 94 Chrysler Town Country, and today is well, sad day for her, I guess. We're gonna pull the motor and the transmission, at least attempt to. I got the van pulled out in the open here. Now it's not ideal because we're not working on concrete, so I can't really roll the motor stand, which is right there under a tarp. But my plan, if I can get this hood popped open, is to pull the front end as far apart as I can, like take the grill off, which I just noticed is cracked right here. That's really unfortunate, actually. Take the headlight assemblies out, the front bumper cover, and we're gonna lift it out to a point. But what I'm probably gonna do, some of you guys might cringe here, but the van is inevitably, the shell is going to be scrapped after we save what we can off of it. Take the Sawzall, wow, and then hit the bumper and pull the motor and trans out this way. We'll see. If I can get it to jack high enough and come out the top, might do that. But I gotta pull the radiator and stuff out anyway, because that's all good. So once that's all out, this doesn't mean anything really. So we'll probably pull a VIN tag off. I'll keep that for shits and giggles. But yeah, so we've got to undo that motor mount, undo the trans mount over here, undo the front motor mount, pull my exhaust off that you guys saw me kind of put together that I didn't clamp down for good reason. I think the CV axles have to be disconnected. The power steering pump's gotta have the lines disconnected or probably snipped. We'll see what is easier. The battery tray's gotta come out, I think. Well, it doesn't have to, but it'll make it easier. ABS pump maybe, if that'll come out. I know we gotta take the shifting linkage off. The rad hoses and stuff that'll come out when I pull the radiator. Get all the vacuum lines and stuff out of the way. This fuel rail is a good fuel rail. They sealed all this one and then had the recall clamp put on it, and they just slathered it in seal all. This back one, I remember, was just starting to seep, but we could put a clamp on that side, and this is a good rail with good injectors. We know they work. So we'll nip this rail right here. We'll nip the rubber lines off. Actually, we might, if we can pull the clamps off, we'll pull the clamps off, leave it all together. Then we've got all the pieces. But that'd probably be the first thing I do, is pull that off. The computer, the trans computer is going to come out. We're going to keep that with the transmission. We're going to keep the engine computer too. I'll probably write the mileage on the engine computer. I should have the mileage. It's 259 something, but I should have it on video. It hasn't run or driven since when we pulled it up in the driveway before we took the head off. I'll write the mileage on the computer. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter, because the mileage on the digital clusters in the second gen are stored on the cluster. So what I'll do is I'll write the mileage on the back of the cluster. That way we know, just for reference. All this HID headlight stuff's got to come out. So there's a controller for each side. We'll probably save that just because it don't take up space, and it's got to stay with the headlights anyway. Coolant reservoir's good, cap's good. The spare jack is all good. The horns are good. We'll keep all that stuff. Probably the heater fan relay. Not relay, it's a resistor. Blower motor resistor, keep that. I've already pulled the wiper motor out. It's sitting inside because I thought that would fit the 90, because I thought the 90s was bad, but it's not, and it doesn't fit anyway. The washer reservoir holds fluid. This seal's bad, but it still holds fluid on the bottom, as you can see. Maybe the brake master? I don't know. It looks like it's in okay shape, but it also looks like it was leaking here, so maybe not. Maybe just junk the brake master. I don't know. What other kind of goodies we got? I don't know. The oil pan I think that oil pan should fit the 97 because the 97's got a dented oil pan. So we'll take this oil pan off, probably save that. Pull this valve cover, save it. This head's probably good. I'd like to take it off and inspect it once we get the motor pulled. But we'll take a look. I need the connector for the oil pressure switch down there. I got to cut that off and then take the oil pressure switch for the 90 because mine is, the connector's loose and so it intermittently doesn't show oil pressure. This alternator's brand new, so we're obviously going to save that. That'll probably actually go in the 90 because the 90's alternator's getting a little weak. So that'll be a good part. That one will actually go to use, like, you know, immediately. The hood I'm going to save this wiring for the hood light bulb. This door is good, actually. Believe it or not, this passenger door is good. It's got no rust in it. So I'm going to save this door. I think the other two doors are all junk. Yeah, this one's got rust in the bottom. And so does the driver. The driver door is really bad, actually. Usually it's the driver doors that stay good because they get opened and shut, so it keeps those drains unclogged. But this driver door just rusted out and the passenger door stayed fine, which is kind of weird. I always see the opposite. Yeah, look at this door. It's like separating and like the skin and stuff. So, but yeah, we got to take all the door panels, the infinity speakers and all that sound system. You know, I was talking about needing a radio for the 97 and I actually got one for it. Guy wasn't thinking. He's got an infinity radio right here with disc and cassette. It's only got the 3 sound adjustment knobs, but whatever. So I don't know why I didn't just, it doesn't matter. Got me a radio, so got me 2 radios. Who knows, one of them might not work. That one I think works. I don't think no, maybe it doesn't work. I don't remember. I know the clock worked, but I guess, did I even test the radio? I don't know, man. Shocks are probably no good. I don't see any reason to keep those, so those will stay with the vehicle. I'd like to try take all the wood grain trim off if I can manage it, because it'd be nice to have keep a set of that, whether somebody needs it to be refinished, or if I need it at some point, or that plane all the way up there just idled his engine down to... He's coasting. I just heard him really loud, and now he's coasting. Well, that's weird. See him up there? Ain't gonna focus on him. There he is. Actually, well, it had it focused. He's coasting. Whoa. Uh-oh. Well, good luck, man. I, hope that was intentional, but usually that's not. That plane is coasting right now. I'll have to play back the sound here and see if that engine... It didn't sound obnoxious like it was about to blow up or anything, but... What is he doing? He's turning left now. He's going over behind the tree line now. I'm gonna go take a peek out past the tree line. I'm gonna watch him, actually. I'll be right back. We've acquired a radio and a phone charger and a drink of my choice. You can hear the plane again, I think. That should be the same plane. I took a look on Flight Radar, and it's registered to a flight school out of the cities. So I think they're doing flight training, which is actually really cool. But yeah, there they go overhead right now. They went right overhead. Yeah, they're doing loops out here. So some sort of training session, I think. But that was cool. They must have did a training on a engine failure, engine restart procedure, I bet, would be my guess. So that's actually really, really cool. Yeah, they're heading back towards the cities now, it looks like. But, yeah, so I got the radio. Get that hooked up. I need to go grab an extension cord, plug that in. And then I got to plug the phone charger in because the phone's about dead, naturally. But, we're going to start taking this apart. I got to grab a set of tools. some nips I think are going to come really in handy today, and we'll get to it.
Portable CD player plugged into my cassette deck. Good times. 94.1 KXLP.
Alright, so we're working on the alternator here, and I just wanted to show you real quick. I got the bottom bolt loose, I got the top bolts gone. It was gone before. When you try to take the stud out, you gotta remove that bracket down below here, or at least get the one side of it out. Obviously with the top of the intake off, you can get at this no problem. When the intake is there, it's a little harder, but just so you know, that's a 15 mil, it's gotta get taken off as well. So I'm working on getting the rad fan out. Look what I noticed here on the transmission plug. Does that say 11.9 and 94? That's factory marking, right? What's that one say? There's a marking on this side too. It's just a 3.4 or something. That's kind of cool. Anyway, 2 bolts to get the radiator fan assembly loose. Then I should be able to pull it out from here. Well, yeah, I think that's going to make that a little easier. I saved this, though, because the handles tend to break a lot on the hood latches, so I will be saving that guy. So I got him out of the way. But I don't have to lift the motor so high and try to get over the top of it. So, you know, that's going to cut down on time. I just got to not, like, cut myself on that in the meantime. Oh, we got a little problem here. This is where I was going to hook with the chain. I want to say that's not going to work. That upper bracket broke. And it's been broke for a while. Huh. Well, I ain't hooking up there. So I guess I'll wrap around the motor mount here, I think, and probably this mount here. Like I'll run a chain between these two and lift here and there. But well, that ain't gonna work. I'll give you guys a little progress update what I'm working on. Got the wire harness hacked out of here. Yeah, it makes me cringe every time I do that, but we don't need the harness. I kept the fuel rail harness and stuff. The ones that if your rail leaks, catch on fire and burn, I kept that harness because it was easy to disconnect. But got the main harness cut out of here. Left all the pigtails on the transmission in the event those are needed. I've been leaving the pigtails on everything as much as I can here. And I might go back through and nip some off of that, but we'll see. Those are the important ones on the sensors and stuff. Drive computer or the PCM's out. Starter wires are all cut off. Battery tray is out of here and out of the way. What we're disconnecting right now is the shift linkage and stuff that goes back to the shifter on the column. And there's one bolt right there that should let this clip here come off. If you look right here, it's got one bolt here and then it's hooked in there. That will allow me to pull the wire up and pop it off of the actual like shifting linkage on the transmission. And then that's out of the way. Then the trans is disconnected from that. And what we need to start working on next, the exhaust is fine. We've already talked about that. That's good to stay on there. We need to get the CV axles out of the transmission. Ah! Catch that neat little trick. I was able to take this guy and lock him under the brake rotor. And just punch that 32 millimeter ratchet there and pop this guy right off. That guy, supposed to not reuse those, but we're probably going to hang on to it. I don't even know if they had it torqued down all the way. These are new hubs. I can tell by the way they are. That came off way, way, way easy. So that probably wasn't even torqued properly, so it's probably still good. And I've used them before anyway with no issue. Not any short-term issues anyway. So we should be able to punch this axle out now, get it out of the hub, and then be able to pull it out. It'll take a little bit of work, but I shouldn't have that big of an issue with it. Well, here we go. I got a pan under there. Try to pop this axle out real quick. There we go. Get out of there. Yeah, that fluid needed to be changed. You know what I noticed on the pan with this reman transmission, it's still got the RTV under it. Almost wonder if it's never been changed since it was had a new transmission put in it. But alright, little update. We got it all loose from the mounts and everything, and ABS pump's in the way, so we got the computer ripped out of there, and I'm working on the ABS pump. You know what's funny though, is every single one of these ABS bolts was not tightened all the way down, so it's been out before. Also, that coolant line bolt that was loose, that didn't get tightened up either. Probably when this transmission was replaced is my guess about when all that occurred. But since I have to pull the ABS pump, I might as well set it off to the side with the computer and hang on to it. Look at that mess. Dad came home just in time to help me kind of finagle this thing out of there. It's out. It's kind of resting on the bumper there. It's kind of dripping fluid everywhere. You can't really avoid that when it's got trans fluid and stuff in it still. Because I wasn't going to drop the pan out of the transmission to drain the fluid. But I got most of it in the catch pan. got the transmission out. Fell right off, basically. We're gonna load this up into the back of the truck, and then I think this is gonna sit here for the night. It'll get put back in the van at some point tomorrow. There we go. All right, guys. So we're back on the 94, and we gotta try to get the front seats out, and that requires getting 8 of those bolts out. So we're gonna spray them with PB Blaster, which I got right here, and hope, and we'll hope for the best. So, but yeah, it's just 8 bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 where you can't see them, and same on the other side. Alright, got the 4 bolts out of the driver's seat here. This one does not have the fuel door on here, so I don't have to worry about unhooking that. It's just got power seats, so there'll be a wire harness under here, I believe, that we just got to unplug, and probably a seat belt harness too. So this should be pretty easy here. It's hard to lift these ones because you can't get behind here because there's no door. So I'm gonna do that, pull that out. It should be 2 harnesses here. I'm gonna set you down. Enjoy. Okay. Right. Now, what I can do is I can tip this guy up. Ooh, money. We like money. And there we go. Seats down this clip right here. And then we've got, that's the red one, so that's probably the airbag clip. It looks like that's just a tab that pushes down and pulls out. And now that seat's disconnected. We have crusty zinc penny. And we have all the seats out. I had to cut that netting out of the center there. I didn't know how that was tied up in there, and I wasn't going to find out. So, yeah, all that leaves now is all the trim panels and stuff, and the speakers, steering wheel. Yeah, but that'll be tomorrow. I'm going to take this load of stuff out and get it put away where it needs to be. And tomorrow we should be able to finish up the rest of this. I got behind working on another project today because it's warm out again in late December. I think the start of winter is tomorrow. And it's 40 plus degrees. It's going to be 50s this weekend. So that's cool. Alright, so remember we pulled the horn off of the 94, right? And I was getting ready to put it in the back of the truck. I'm like, wait, I don't have a horn for the truck. So I got the wires twisted together here. That's why I keep the pigtails. Truck's got a horn now. Isn't that neat? So what I'll do is I'll get well, there's already a hole here. What I need is a longer bolt, and then I'll just put a nut on the back side and I'll just mount it right here. So I found that longer bolt right there. I don't know, it was in the pile of bolts I took out and it didn't have a home, and then I'm like, oh, I need a nut. So I took a strut tower nut, and we're gonna see if this works. I might have to bend. There's a tab on here I might have to bend out of the way, but we'll see. See, we're gonna go through this hole that's already here for us. We're gonna kind of set it like that, and I will bolt through the other side here. Yeah, the tab's gonna have to go away, but I'll bolt it in as I drop that nut. I see it, but I'll bend this out of the way. I'll bolt it in and I'll show you what I come up with. Well, here's what I came up with. It's all bolted in, as you can see, and then I got the wires done. I got crimp connects here. Combine the 2 greens and the 2 blacks on the horn harness, and then 1 green and 1 black coming off the truck harness. There was another green here, but it turned out it wasn't hot, so I kind of cut the end off and then looped it in there, taped it up. But there's my wire loom there. Connects back into the harness here. Added a couple pieces of tape here because the plastic shielding's all busted up. But yeah. See how that sounds with the hood shut. Well, it works, so there There we go. Haha. Hey, what do you guys think that is? That's not factory. I don't think. What do you think that's for? We're gonna find out real shortly, I suppose. Mystery solved. It's the rear wiper. If you can see here, they cut the button off of there and they wired it into that switch. Well, yeah, that solves that problem. I remember that not working. I was like, well, what the heck is going on with that? Well, I figured it out. Hidden switch. Well, I got everything I wanted out of the dash. Got all the switches and stuff, the cluster, the radio, the hood latch, the ignition, the keyless box, and the speakers. So that about sums up the dash. Oh, and the driver airbag and steering wheel and stuff. So can't wait to steer that with a vice grip, getting it on the trailer. That'll be fun. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull the 2 door panels off next. Do all that jazz, and then we'll start working on like the rear speakers and the hatch and all that stuff. And obviously all the door locks and stuff, we'll keep the set of keys, together. Doesn't hurt to have another set. So yeah, we're gonna do that next. So I got all the wood grain trim off. It was kind of a task figuring out how that came off. And let's just say I broke a few pieces. I didn't break any of the actual trim, but like the clips and stuff. Some of them are brittle. Some of them I pulled the wrong way while not knowing how to do it. But the way a lot of it works, except the front fenders, everything kind of slides off. And on the one end of them, there's these tabs here, and they're beat into it. As you can see, they got a lock, and you got to get those out, and it'll let you slide these kind of clips out right here. And then it'll slide all the way down the panel. I don't think that's how they went in. It kind of looks like the way they went in is that they have a notch here when you get them out. I bet you, but I don't know this. You set them in like this, and then they locked in place or something, like on the when you put it actually on. But it didn't come off that way. I don't quite know. But I kept all the good clips. All the panels are mostly good, except the driver rear wheel arch. That's it's pretty corroded. It was only being held in with one screw, but I'll keep it anyway. It's a full set. It's rough. I don't know if they'll ever get used, but in the event I need it, I have it. And then like the front fenders are all these like clips, so they pull straight out. And then the rear quarters have one pull clip, and then it slides. And then for the rear pieces, there's a plastic nut on the inside of the hatch, and then it slides right off the side. Yeah, it's kind of a learning experience. I'd rather learn on something like this than one actually, need. So, yeah, it's all off. I got the one door panel on the passenger side off. A speaker out, all the switches and stuff. Got to do the same thing on this door. And then, got to see about if the window motors will come out easily or not. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. If I can get them out quick and easy, we'll do it. And we're getting pretty close to the end. I'm thinking seatbelts seem to work, so we'll probably take those. And then the rear hatch and stuff, and the wood grain trim on that, and the door panel, and we're getting about done with the interior here. And then we got to do the front brake calipers, and we got to do my fuel tank, and then we're done. That's it. And then we got to load it on the trailer. Oh, and there's a taillight over here. I gotta get off. And probably these lenses here. These are in good shape. Take those real quick. Yeah, and then probably the hatch springs. Those seem to be working really well too. Very good, very good. So for some reason I took the window motor out before I did the door handle because I don't know, I wasn't thinking, and so I couldn't hold the window up to pull the handle out. So I got this 10mm in here on the bolt holding the window up, but it's also in the rubber kind of holding itself up too. But yeah, I got the handle out. Now I just got to do the handle on the other two doors. They should be easier. They don't have the power lock switch that you got to be careful not to break if you want to save it. Alright guys, here it is. I'm done with the interior. Oh, I forgot this mirror. I'm not done yet. I just noticed that now. That's funny. Otherwise, I'm done with the interior. I got all the door panels, all the wood grain trim, all the speakers, all the electrical switches and whatnot. A couple other bits and pieces. So, got the truck warming up right now. What my plan is, I'm gonna load a little bit of extra scrap steel. Like I got a fender and a tailgate and stuff I'm gonna throw in here. Just have that sent off with it. But we're gonna take the truck because the motor's sitting here. We're gonna yank the van over and pull it out onto the road here, because I gotta jack it up and drop the fuel tank quick. So we'll do that on that ground where it's flat, and I'm not gonna have this thing fall off and kill me. That'd be ideal anyway. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll put you on the tripod when we do that, but while the truck's warming up, I'm gonna load up some scrap and stuff to throw in here. But yeah, this is the final look of it. She's a little rough, and it pains me to see it this way, but it served its purpose. It's going to go on, and it's going to save some other vans with its parts. In fact, it's already saved the truck with its horn. So, you know. But I might pull this switch out too. Probably on both sides. That one is clipped on the inside. I'm not going to worry about that one. Or is that spin off? No, it's clipped. No, I think it's spinning out. No, there it goes. It pops right out. There we go. So we'll save that guy too, since we got it. Yeah, I'll go around and I'll grab those. And I gotta grab the plate that I put on the back hatch. And yeah, that's it. Alright, so we got the van all jacked up, and the tank's out, the straps are, or not, it's not out, the straps are down, the lines are disconnected, the electrical connectors disconnected. Now we're going to drop the tank. If I can spin the jack here. We'll see how poorly that goes. There we go. Now I just got to get it off the filler, which I did loosen all the bolts on. So, I don't know if that's going to help or hurt me. But we'll see. So, I'm going to do the struggle and get that out. It's got gas in it this time, so that'll be cool to put in my van. Not this one, in green bean, I think. Top her off. Actually, it's funny. That was fresh gas. It smells kind of funny. So, yeah, that's really going to be a good thing putting that in the van. I wonder if it just... I bet you there was that old tank which probably had like a thin coating of, you know, old gas. And I bet you putting that fresh gas in it kind of mixed it together. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks when it comes out. But, yeah, there's the state of that. That vent tube is still hooked up. I can see it right there. I remember that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to get that out. There it is. It actually smells okay now that I got it off. I don't know what I'm smelling. But, yeah, here we are. My glue is still holding on the connector. Haha. Lines all still look good. So, very nice. Well, that's all she wrote. I got all the parts I wanted off here. I got the crank pulley off. That's going to come in handy for a future project here. Actually saved me quite a bit of money instead of buying a new one. A power steering pump, save that. Obviously we've got the oil pan off of here. Oh, I got to get the oil pressure switch. That is broke. Okay, I just need the connector. Got the connector. That's unfortunate. I wonder, I must have nicked it when I was doing something, but whatever. But yeah, we got all the useful stuff. Got the transmission out. I got the brakes out. Obviously we got all the interior parts and electrical stuff that we could use. In fact, I got these seats out. I had a guy talking to me. He's interested in them, so I think I got the seats gone. We took tires off, all the lights and all that stuff. Pretty much anything that could come of use. So I think that's going to do it for this 94 Chrysler Town and Country. And I hope you guys enjoyed this series, even though it was a little short. So thank you guys for watching. It's the YouTube spiel. Like and subscribe for more content on mostly caravans, but I do a little bit of other things like that. 1990 Chevy pickup truck. And I got a Dodge Durango. Not that Durango, that's my dad's Durango, but I have a Dodge Durango that I've been working on. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it. I think my dad set his beer down right there. That's a perfect spot for it.
Got one problem. I set my beer down somewhere.
We're gonna figure out how to get this motor into here.
Alright, go ahead.
How we looking?
Come ahead about another half a foot. Okay, stop. I know we're not straight.
But you can steer it as it goes up.
I'll be in the middle there.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, you watch the front tires, I'll make sure the back tires are gonna make it. It should, but...
Ready?
Hold on, nope. Go ahead. How's it looking there?
Good. it's that time, guys. The old 94 Town Country is going off to the parking lot up in the sky, I guess. It's freezing out right now. Last call at the salvage yard's in like an hour, so let's make this quick. Van's all strapped down. I checked the rear strap when I was back there. Front strap looks good, getting raised up. Trailer light harness is here. This ain't going anywhere. We just got a hook to that. Got my pin. So, scrap's down right now. I think they said they're paying 90 bucks a ton, which kind of sucks, but I think it was 100 bucks a ton a couple weeks ago when we were hauling some other scrap around. So, that's unfortunate, but 'tis what it is. I need it gone, so it's gone. I'll see if I can record I'll try to record having them pull this off the trailer. I think that'd be cool. Cool finale, but yeah, she's gone. Will be. Well, that's all she wrote, guys. I got the 94 Caravan, or 1994 Chrysler Town Country, delivered to the scrapyard. They very nicely unloaded it for me, as you could see. I hurt a little bit to see, but it was also pretty cool, you know. But came in at, I think, 3,080 pounds, so a ton and a half. And they got me for 80 bucks a ton. One, because scrap price is way down, and two, because it had no engine. I told them it was in the back, but they still wanted to, well, I told them that when I called them, but she still wrote it down for 80 bucks a ton. I'm sure that's just what the guy said that was in the crane, and for 15 bucks I wasn't going to argue it. They got an extra set of wheels in there anyway, and tires. So no worries there. But I'm just working on Green Bean. I got to get the oil changed on her now. She's well, 238 and a half now, I think. So she's about due for an oil change. That's gonna be it for the 1994 Chrysler Town & Country. I'm sure it's not as all of us had hoped it would turn out, but it is what it is. I'm sure I'll interject and add this to the intro, or add a little piece of this, but I got it cheap. I got it with the immediate intent of some of the rarer parts and stuff that the regular caravans and stuff don't have, and you know, leather seats and all that good jazz. But I was hoping I'd get a title for it. I couldn't, because the state of Illinois has a very strict law regarding vehicles that are junk certificate, you know, or issue junk certificates. They will not let another state register it. Unlike many states, if you had a junk certificate, let's say, I don't know, I bet you I'll say a state that's got a weird law, but like Ohio or something, and I bring it to Minnesota, I might have a junk certificate in Ohio, but Minnesota will give me like a prior salvage or a salvage title or something. The state of Illinois doesn't let that occur. Obviously, it's to dissuade fraudulent transactions and criminal behavior, if you will, but I was just trying to put the van back on the road, you know. The only reason it was had this certificate, the junk certificate in the first place, because it's free to get for the junkyards, and why would a junkyard waste their time paying $100 to get a title when they could get a certificate for free? You know, they're not in the business of reselling, they're in the business of selling parts. So that's why it occurred. It's because I could not get a title, but I certainly got useful parts out of it. And I guess I was talking about the tonnage. I got $123.20, something like that, something close to that anyway. That's what I got for the scrap weight of it. And then I think the tires, I got it sold to a guy. And then there's a couple other bits and pieces. And then obviously we've got a transmission. We've got all the switches and stuff. All the switches and stuff will work in my second gen Caravans and all that. Oh yeah, and I got a battery. I got a $100 battery out of it too. So, you know, just scrap price and a battery, we're already at like $225. So that's pretty good. And then obviously, got the wheels and tires are sold. I think I got a guy that's interested in some seats. He wants to put them in his first gen, some of the rear seats. So that's kind of a neat project. We'll see if that goes through or not. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And then somebody was interested in the transmission, but they didn't like it, didn't know when it was put in. So, you know, and that's fair. I just know it works. But we'll leave it at that. I'm kind of rambling now, so appreciate you guys watching this 3-part series. I think it should be a 3-part series. 3-part series. Parts 1 and 2 are already out right now. I don't think I'll split the disassembly into 2 parts. That will just get a little long. So I appreciate you guys watching this 3-part series, and hope you guys stay with me here for whether it be the junkyard stuff or any other projects that come along, because there's more to come. There's more stuff going on. Stuff that's already happened, stuff that is happening, and there's some stuff that will happen. I got a lot of stuff still in progress in the background. So appreciate you guys watching. Have a good day, night, you know, whatever it may be.